Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rob's Rogues. And again, I'm continuing on with my little Marvel theme here. Today, we're taking a look at the very hard to find and sometimes the ridiculously expensive Captain America the Winter Soldier Marvel Legends Infinite Series, The Black Widow. She is redonkulously expensive and hot. Did I say hot? I'm sorry. This is a discussion that we have quite a bit on the Rogue Show with packaging content, especially if you're doing a Build-A-Figure thing. And this was a rant on one of my other Rob's rants when I was trying to put together the Bat Signal. Remember that way back when? That here, collect and buy all these figures, but they're not putting out the exact same quantities. This is also a pickup from my Meyer store. Some of the figures that have been very hard to find, I've really kind of lucked out at Meyer picking this up. She's the only one per case. I think there's one Black Widow per case, 2 Winter Soldiers, and then like 3 or 4 Captain Americas and, a Red Skull. So, she was in the back row on the peg and instantly grabbed her. This is a figure I've really wanted for a couple reasons. I really liked the Black Widow character in the Avengers movie. I had very little knowledge of her before the movie, sad to say. But I'm also a fan of Scarlett Johansson, and so maybe that's a little creepy, me wanting a Scarlett Johansson figure. But I picked her up and put her in the cart. My wife was like, "You and your movie crush." I'm like, "Shh, don't judge me." Because I know some of you think the same thing I am. But again, for my little Marvel display, I really liked Scarlett Johansson's portrayal of Black Widow, and it caused me to go back and kind of read some Marvel stuff with Black Widow in it. And I really liked the character. And was happy to pick her up, and a lot of people are really having a hard time finding this. I've heard Anthony say it before. Don't go wasting a lot of money trying to pick her up. Eventually, she's going to come down in price. The demand is still up really high. So a lot of these scalpers, let them sit on the figures. Let them just sit and wait. Eventually, they're going to want to get rid of the figure because all they're trying to do is make a buck, which sometimes can be a pain in the butt. But anyway, let's take a look at the package here. This is the first Marvel Legends Infinite series that I've picked up. I thought about picking up the Captain America from this line, but then again, the little voice in my head said, "Rob, you already have a Captain America. We don't need to be spending a whole lot of extra money, as you're still more of a DC guy. At the end of the day, if I'm picking one universe, Marvel or DC, I'm going to pick DC." But some really cool side artwork here of Captain America, as it is, his movie, obviously. Here's the back of the package. It says, let's get this over here. It says, "Black Widow, former spy and deadly assassin Natasha Romanoff may have red in her ledger, but the Black Widow plans to settle accounts." So, cool there. We can build the I'll get it in frame, Rob. Build the Mandroid. We have Marvel Captain Now, Captain America. Where we at? We have Agents of Hydra. We have the Red Skull, and I'm not sure who this dude is. And then we have Soldiers of AIM. AIM. Good Lord, Rob. Sorry, my Marvel knowledge isn't up to snuff that well, but those two guys. We have Black Widows the 4th. We have Captain America from the movie The Winter Soldier, and then the Winter Soldier. So let's get Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow out of package, and we'll get a better look at Scarlett Johansson. The Black Widow. Oh, I don't even want to be here right now. God. This is the look my Black Widow has. It's kind of like, whatever, I'm not even going to look at you. I'm going to look over here. We've got the eye over here that's kind of looking this way. I think Anthony's eyes on her were a little off too, so she looks really unimpressed to be in my collection. God, this guy likes me. God. The other face isn't so bad. Let's get back out here a little bit. Although this one, it appears she's looking up. Like, what are you looking up? It's over here. So even if she's looking, Is it up here? So not horrible. Although I do like her longer hair than this. This is more for the you know, how she was portraying the Avengers. But again, both of her eyes seem to be looking up. But even though she looks unimpressed here, I'm glad to have her. Yes, there's some things going on with her, but again, it should just be nice to be able to have standing with my other Avengers figures. So I'm really kind of happy to have her in my collection. Let's back out the camera here just a little bit. She sculpted fairly well. Can kind of see her long hair. There's her shield logo right there. But again, the sculpting is done pretty well for the Marvel Legends figures. A good representation of how she looked in the film. Now, Anthony's pointed this out, so have a lot of other people. She does have guns here, sculpted on her hip. They are separate pieces, but the guns do not come out. Now, I have a little parts box with some of my other DC. She just looks still so unimpressed, like, gosh, I don't even want to be here. But I wish that eye wasn't so bad. But again, I like the hair, so I'm going to leave her as is. But the head does come off. So there, she's headless. The other head will pop right on. So, I mean, this doesn't look too horrible either way. She does have more range of motion. I know we're not onto articulation yet since I started with the guns. But she can look a lot better than the head with the long hair, because the long hair is prohibiting her to be able to move. I mean, she can. You kind of have to move the hair off of her shoulder. So she can turn. This is how she most recently was, obviously, in the Winter Soldier. So I like the longer hair on her. I think how many times am I going to meant to talk about her hair? Pretty. So on to the guns, Rob, and let's not make this a creepy video. She doesn't come with any guns. She does have two hands that can hold a weapon. There's the other trigger finger, which I'm actually going to take this one off, I hope. There we go. So there's both hands that you could put a gun in. Now, I was kind of talking about guns and parts box. My Commissioner Gordon, I have two Commissioner Gordon figures, and they both came with guns. I'm actually going to give them to her. Who says she can't have more than one gun? I wish they just would have given us two guns as opposed to sculpting the guns on her. We have two interchangeable hands that can hold something, but you don't give her anything. I've seen some people put this gun in her hand that kind of looks like back to the old school of action figures, where you have to give the action figure a huge oversized gun that they can't possibly use. Obviously, this is the Mandroid gun here. But on to articulation, since I was bending her in a lot of different positions. That's what she said. So the head we did see can turn. This head will turn, but the hair is greatly going to get in the way, so it's not as dynamic as the shorter hair version would be. She does turn at the breasticles, or at the upper waist. Sorry, bad puns in this. Bad, I apologize. So she does turn there. Good range of motion here, so can kind of get her to arch her back. I'm going to really stop. I apologize for this. So again, with a lot of female figures, they give her tiny, spindly little arms, much like a lot of the DCUC women, but it's on a nice little ball joint here. So it does go full 360. Goes in and out. Bends at the elbow, single bend at the elbow. There is a turn at the elbow. She does turn at the hand, and there is no pivot due to the fact that the hands are interchangeable. Now, I'm not going to use the open palm hands at all. I'm going to give her a couple guns from somebody else. So, legs can go out decently, about that far. So she's not going to get into the splits or anything like that. It's kind of, see, there is the, sorry to do this, but there is the clear peg. So people that are saying, why is DC Collectibles using the silver peg or the clear peg? Well, guess what? So is Hasbro. So same thing. This is more of a rubberier plastic, so it's probably a little bit more forgiving than the harder plastic that DC Collectibles is using. But legs go forward, back very so slightly due to her butt being in the way, just the way that it's sculpted. She does have an upper thigh turn. She bends at the knee in 2 positions, so a double jointed knee. Pretty cool. And there is no boot rotation, but there is the pivot at the foot and no rocker. So she cannot rock either, but I think she will rock your world. So how many bad puns and things can I say about this figure? Let's drop the camera down ever so slightly. Now the other thing that she came with is the torso for the Mandroid. So I'm not planning on buying any of the other figures from the line. Part of me would like to. If they go on sale, maybe I would. But I am not going to be using this Mandroid body at all. So if there's anybody out there that maybe they can't find Black Widow and they say, I just really want to complete the Mandroid, let me know. Again, much like the Ironmonger, I mean, I could put the arm into, make my own Collect and Connect, but again, this is all I would have. So this is going to go in the parts bin and just going to kind of sit there because I'm not going to be doing anything with it. So again, if somebody is interested in this and they say, look, I can't find Black Widow, I'm not going to pay the $60 that I see scalping wise, I just want to complete the Mandroid, let me know and I will send this your way. The only, I guess, addendum, I will say, there's the big word like gymnasium, that I will say to this: if you are planning on buying Black Widow and you're like, I just haven't spent the money yet, get her if you plan on, like, I'm going to get her, but don't just say, oh, I want to get this, and then you have this torso and I send it to you, then you end up getting her. Then do the same thing that I just did, give your torso to somebody else. So at least you can, for those people that are trying to collect this, I'm not going to put it on eBay and go, okay, you want this? Well, this is going to be $25, you know, because it's going to be so hard to complete your Mandroid. You should be able to complete this. These figures should not be that hard to try and complete a Collect and Connect. My thought is, if you are making a Collect and Connect, that you better be damn sure that there are enough pieces to go around for everybody. So there should be, however many Captain Americas you make, there better be exact amount of Black Widows if you are doing this Collect and Connect, or you should have just made this a more expensive figure. There's my soapbox for the day. So let's put up all of the Marvel Legends figures that I have, and we'll put my Avengers team together. Alright, here are my Marvel Legends figures. Of course, we have Black Widow we've been looking at, the Amazing Spider-Man, the Tory Biz Marvel Legends Ben Affleck Daredevil, Captain America from the Legends Walmart series for the Avengers, the Legends Walmart series Thor, and then the Legends Mark 42 Iron Man. So these are the Avengers or the Marvel figures that I have. I would love to get, again, I'd love to have Iceman for a Marvel setup, and maybe even Wolverine from one of the more current waves of the Marvel Legends. I like that color scheme of Wolverine, but definitely I would love to have Iceman in here. Hopefully at some point I can come along and pick up an Iceman figure. But I think the Black Widow looks really pretty cool. Granted, she still looks unimpressed, being the only female here with her eyes, but being that she is so hard to find, I am glad I only paid $17 for her. Jeez, so bad today. $17 for her at my local Meijer store. So Meijer has really been a gold mine for me, picking up some of the harder figures. Again, because Meijer just seems to be a little bit later in receiving stuff. So usually after everybody's already had a lot of these waves, they start slowly trickling into Meijer. So, and some of them I could pick up fairly cheaply too. It's almost like they don't know the price scheme that some of them should be. So if you can hold out a little bit, at least on eBay, if you don't have a Meijer around, or if just go online to Meijer and you can buy some of these. Yeah, people are going online and buying them, but if you're around a Meijer store as you're driving along, go, hey, that's that Meijer store Rob was talking about. Stop in, check it out. You might get lucky. So I could tell today from just going into my Meijer store, they had another box assortment of her. So I could tell from when I bought them, there was only 3 on the shelf, and now those pegs are all, or 3, from this series. There was like 2 Captain Americas and a Winter Soldier when I had bought her, and now those pegs are all full again, so they must have just recently filled them again. Black Widow is gone, but there's only 1 per box, so I'm doing a lot of talking here. But today we've been taking a look at the Black Widow from Captain America Winter Soldier, a very, very hard figure to buy. She's cool to have for your collection, but if your only resource is to get her on eBay, just wait. Don't go paying more than $20 for her. Unless you can luck out and find her at Meijer for $17, then that's obviously great, but don't be paying $60-$70 for her. I don't think any figure is worth that much money. But again, if anybody's interested in the Mandroid, let me know, and maybe I can hook you up with the Mandroid body for those of you that are trying to complete the Mandroid. So today we're taking a look at, I think I've already said this, but the Black Widow figure from the Captain America Winter Soldier. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off saying we will see you guys next time.